So you already know what it is. Holla at your boy, Mr. Easy Does It. You know what I'm saying? Holla at your boy, Jazz America. You already know what it is. Holla at your boy. You know what I mean? So, going through the motions of the day, you feel me? Fishing, you know what I'm saying? Um, like they say, a boss is a nigga that guarantee we gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? So if you make me rich, I make you wealthy. You make me wealthy, I make you rich. You feel me? If that makes sense to you, you know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. So sometimes it don't gotta make sense. It can make credit. It can make debit. It can make stocks, crypto, bonds. It can make leverage. It can make all types of different avenues of economics, you know what I'm saying, in the economy. So just leveraging, you know what I'm saying, the voice, leveraging myself, leveraging my music, leveraging my platform, even through I don't know what they want to call it, the behind the scenes or the gatekeepers, you know what I'm saying, as they would call themselves, if there is such, you know what I'm saying. I don't really know. Does it matter to me? No, it doesn't matter because my creativity surpasses or outshines or is beyond, you know what I'm saying, what they could think or imagine at times, you know what I'm saying? In the most humblest way. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying, topic of conversation is the mental wealth or the mental health, you know what I'm saying? Your first investment should be in yourself. If you can't pour from an empty cup, right? So when you get into currency or you get into money yourself, your first investment should be in yourself. After your first investment into your health, you know what I'm saying, then you transition into the other branches of what the wealth is around you or what the wealth tree that's inside of you. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense to you. See, it makes sense. To know what your worth or what your wealth is or what your mental health needs to be is a decision you would have to make for yourself and a decision that you would have to make with someone who you respect or who you trust enough to evaluate you. You know what I'm saying? I got my wealth from building. You know what I'm saying? Building with individuals. You know what I'm saying? And building with older individuals. So some people would be like, yo, why you so wise or you got an old soul or stuff like that? Because I was building. When the kids was playing, I was building. You feel me? I was with the old heads, and the old heads was like, yo, just build. You know what I'm saying? Build. So I'm building. You know what I'm saying? And I am learning to look at things from different perspective. Also, to know that when I was building with those old heads or those older individuals, I was still in the median to where I could be like, yo, I know how to communicate with the younger individual in a way that you don't know how to communicate with them. But the message that you have, I know how to modernize it. Right? And that within itself is planting the seed, even when the youngins don't want to understand. Because even it's a transition. It's a step by step process where you are the youngin at a time, and then you be like, yo, I ain't trying to hear that old head. I ain't trying to hear that Mom Dukes. I ain't trying to hear that Pops. But then you start to understand, and then it's vice versa. they become a child again, and then now you become the teacher or you become the student, and you learn the parallels of both, and you learn when to be a student, when to be a teacher. You know what I'm saying? So the mental wellness and the mental healthness is that you won't have to find an organization of how you think, because when your mind is too cluttered and your mind is moving in so many different directions, you can't find an organization of categories of thought. So when you're looking for your keys and you can't find your keys, it's not the devil. The keys is sometimes in your pocket. Sometimes the keys is where you last put it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily the devil. It's just the clogness in your brain, or sometimes maybe someone tried to take the keys, or they did put the keys somewhere else, and then you become enraged, or you become angry because you're trying to figure out something and your mind is not free enough to have that space to be like, all right, let me chill and figure things out and stuff like that, and ask this person or find out if or stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So in that space of like mental health and the ignorance of stuff, that's all it is. It's just ignorance. You just ignoring the obvious. You know what I'm saying? And that within itself is a choice too, to ignore the obvious. If you want to play the game, or if you don't want to play the game, or if you do want to engage into the activities, or you don't want to engage into the activities. You know what I'm saying? So learning that about yourself is important. It would be wise to try to know those type of things and try to build with individuals if those individuals are available. You know what I mean? We living in an era where, you know, people are like open canvases, and it's easy to judge someone based off of what they see and how they appear to be. You know what I'm saying? So if you're looking at someone, you're looking at someone's situation, and you may be like, oh, this person is not a good dad, or this person is not a good mom, or this not a lot of people don't even know what it takes to even be in those positions, or what responsibilities you have, or what things have to happen just for you to take on those roles of those labels and stuff like that. So if I'm saying, like, you say you don't know your kid, or you haven't been in your kid, I'm like, I know my kid like the back of my hand without even speaking to my kid. So to take on the role of a responsibility in that sense, I know when she's hungry, I know when she's sleepy, I know when she's anxious, I know when she's all different types of emotions and stuff like that, based off of me being around her, even in the time periods that I'm around her. I pay attention to those things. So to know those things as a parent, and to have policies that interfere with that, that has to be challenged within the state of wherever you at, or however they try to set, because you can't be pro marriage, husband and wife, father and mother, and then you have policies that separate that. It doesn't make sense. It's very simplistic. You get pushback and you get challenged when you challenge those things, but it's very simplistic, and it's very ABC 1 2 3 do la re mi type of, you know what I'm saying? It's that, like that. Like, were you there for your kid's birth? Do you spend time with your kids? Do you spend time with your relationship? Do you spend time? Do you do the things that are considered, or do things that um, make a relationship a relationship? Do you do those things? Yeah, of course, when I want to, you know what I'm saying? And when even when I don't want to, um, am I manly enough to grab my nuts and speak like that? Yeah. Do they want control of certain things? Um, yeah, they want control of certain things based upon their own selfishness. And I'm talking about the system, their own selfishness of what they think is theirs and what they think is not theirs. There's a selfishness to that, and there's a there's a challenge that has to be met when they challenge you. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't just be a dummy. You know what I'm saying? And just get dumbfounded within the system of someone telling you who you are and who you're not and who you're this and da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? You can't be in those situations. Um, those things will drive you into a state of mental health that is um, unstable. So if you know that you did everything that was required to be a stand-up individual in certain positions, then you get pushback within policy of how things are set up based off of the selfishness of law and policy, then that drives you into a state that other people will look at you from afar and be like, this person is not of this essence, this not person is not of this light. And then you get judged, and then when you reintroduce it back into their side of the fence, then they automatically feel attacked. You know what I'm saying? They automatically feel threatened by their own judgment. You know what I'm saying? Or they can't even withstand the criticizing or the critical critique of the mirroring of themselves. You know what I'm saying? So you would have to understand that and understand the different expectations and judgment of each individual. You know what I'm saying? People really don't know what other people are fighting behind the scenes or what they're being challenged by behind the scenes for them to have a situation. So to have an understanding and to know the realms that you're in and to go through the motions and to be like, okay, I'm gonna stay within this realm, or I'm not gonna go in that realm, or I'm gonna separate myself from certain activities or individuals or stuff like that, or I'm gonna play when I want to play, and I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying, not play when I don't want to play, or you know what I mean. So, or to be accepting of a system that you've accepted, and not a system that someone is basically forcing you to be a part of. You know what I'm saying? There is a separation of audience, community, based off of what people think you should do and what people think you are, and like I said, having to defend yourself from like false accusations. So if I'm continuously defending myself through false accusations based off of what people are saying in the broadcasting of media, and I have to defend myself, and then me defending myself gets looked at as mentally unstable, I have to then make appearances like this to show my intelligence and to show my my stand upness on how to not be looked at in a certain light, and to show the value that I have of myself and the value that I have as a man. You know what I'm saying? So being a parent and having to deal with multiple personalities and still have a clear cut vision and view of direction um, is a skill set. It's a controllability of emotion, controllability of um, um, confidence. You know what I mean? So to have that confidence in myself, and to still have the the energy and the endurance to make my music, to go be active in different arenas. You know what I'm saying? To have that um, space to think in that I created. So having the me time, see, having the space, you know what I'm saying, to create the image, you know what I'm saying, is a choice, and to be looked at in a certain light, and to be looked at from eyes of um, doubt or non-belief, or to be looked at as handsome and gorgeous, and you know what I'm saying, and to know when to receive it and know when to be like, you know what I'm saying, I feel you, you know what I'm saying, or I see you, or I'm grateful, or I'm showing gratitude, you know what I mean, to have that, or to be around individuals and to have a plan and to have a system and to have it not go the way that it was planned to be, or having the stamina to adjust with different personalities, is the characteristic of a boss, is the characteristic of a man, is a characteristic of a stand-up individual, is a characteristic of a chief. You know what I'm saying? So having that sense of a plan, to know how to fish, to know how to scale, to know how to fillet, to know how to um, cook, to know how to season, to know how to prepare, to know how to feed a village, is a mindset, and it's a skill that you gotta have. Um, Hopefully, there are people that um, are gravitating to that understanding, and have it within their own way of doing it. You know what I'm saying? And having individuals that understand that type of, situation. Um, like I said, everybody got their own process and is continuing to do what they want to do. Um, but in that sense of like, certain individuals have to live within the challenges of being challenged and the critique of being critiqued, and being like, yo, I like the challenge, but make sure that y'all challenging a nigga or y'all challenging a kid, that y'all know the clarity of how this kid or how this individual thinks of himself. You know what I'm saying? And can you withstand that? You know what I'm saying? Can you withstand the projection of high value? You know what I'm saying? Can you withstand the projection of um, the, the the assets and the the ownership of building into buildings, and having that skyscraper vision that you can skywalk on, and have the ability to be a rocketeer in the planetarium um, IMAX of a vision that comes to reality. Like, can you even fathom those thoughts? Can you even come to grasp or come to grips with how one thinks, and how one has to have a certain type of coat or a certain type of skin to deal with different storylines of sometimes make belief or or fantasy. You know what I'm saying? So people be like, yo, I heard what you used to be doing and what you did. I'm like, I'm still doing it. I just found different ways to do it because when you start learning, the challenge is this: when you dumbfounded and you just living just in the moment, your mind is just not even thinking. You're not breathing. You don't have that time to breathe. You just existing. So you're not conscious of you saying like, yo, I'm breathing right now. Or I'm breathing, my breathing pattern is this. So you just breathing, but there's a certain way to breathe. You feel me? So if you're not breathing in a manner that you conscious of breathing and you saying, well, you used to do that, like, nah, I'm still wealthy. I'm still rich. I'm still um, feeling myself like how I used to feel myself back in the days. Back before I didn't have the vocabulary or the vision sometimes or the stand upness to speak, even though I may have an answer or the answer, you know what I'm saying? So back then it was different, but now it's like you don't see me rocking mad stuff because I invested in the company rather than the actual sneaker. I invested in the company rather than the actual brand itself or the clothes or the product. I don't have the product on display, but I have the investment of information that can amass into massive wealth. Feel me? So anything that's attached to me automatically becomes wealthy. Automatically becomes heightened in whatever avenue you're trying to go through. You feel me? So to know those things and to find out those things about yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, you would have to build. And they're gonna be like, yeah, I saw you for build. Like just like that. You feel me? So you would have to just know, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like when to go take those walks, when to go take that run, you know what I'm saying? When to just be still, you know what I'm saying? When to just be active, you know what I'm saying? You would just have to know that for yourself, you know what I'm saying? And pay attention to what's around you and not fight and engage with situations, you know what I'm saying, that or know when to, that is gonna deteriorate your well being and your wealth. You know what I'm saying? So people gonna be like, yo, why you not doing this or why you not moving like this? Why you ain't like, nah, bro, like that niggas don't even know the full spectrum of, because if I was to go into the full spectrum, then it'll turn into Comcast, it'll turn into Xfinity, it'll turn, you know what I'm saying? I don't want just the series, I want the actual company. You feel me? So when I'm moving how I'm moving, you know what I'm saying? I just gotta move, you know what I'm saying? And move in the direction of wealth and prosperity because you can't be around um, a low vibration of expectation. You feel me? So um, I have a high expectation of vibration and a high frequency when I'm organized in thought and my category of thoughts are on high frequencies based off of what I'm indulging in and what I'm intaking and what I'm projecting out to the world. You feel me? So it's going to be on high value, high frequency, high vision, you know what I'm saying? And a part of the journey was soaking up the game because late bloomers run the world. So that's just what it is. You feel me? Late bloomers run the world. You know, us TV. Like, you just have to understand that thinking for yourself. So, like I said, don't deny it. Embrace it, and don't try to become a stumbling block or a gatekeeper that's gonna shrink your existence. You know what I'm saying? Because you try to do that to me, then your existence is gonna end up like that. And I don't want to wish that on nobody, and I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? But the way the nature and the naturalistic codes of the universe work, like, don't do that. It's not wise, you know what I'm saying? So, you already know what it is. Holla at your boy, Mr. Easy Does It, Jazz America. You know what I'm saying? Little quick thought, you know what I'm saying? Food for thought. Holla at your boy, you know what I'm saying? You know, I stay with something in the kitchen, smelling good, you know what I'm saying? You can smell it from way up down the block, feel me? So you already know what it is. Holla at your boy, like I said. 8 on deck, products on deck. You know what I'm saying? Rocking a old vintage 10 deep sweater. Still look fly in it, you know what I'm saying? It's all about the wealth. Holla at your boy, Jazz America. What's up?